Hello, chat. Welcome. It's Sunday stream. Look at all of you in the chat room. Just kind of being names and typing letters and words. Man. Well, listen, I have to explain a little something. Because I sent a tweet the other day. A post. Whatever. Yesterday, called, it's a tweet. Something like that. And I wrote, pubes like tumbleweed on the ferry. Now, I can actually explain it. I can explain that. It wasn't supposed to be poetry. It was actually something that I saw. Pubes like tumbleweed on the ferry. I actually even filmed a little bit of it. So if you'll notice, you can almost see it's like a cryptid. There was a tumbleweed of pubes on the Staten Island ferry. It might have been pubes. I think it was pubes. As you can see here, I've enhanced. Okay, now I'm enhancing further. Right? I'm enhancing further. Now, what you should understand about this is it was blowing around like tumbleweed, and I didn't have a chance to film the whole thing, and by then it was gone. I got like 1 second of it. So here I am trying my best to enhance the footage so you can see the tumble pube. Okay, so enhanced a little further, slowed down further. Can we zoom in a little bit after enhancing? Okay, there you go. You can see it now a little more clearly. You can see it. It's kind of... We need to enhance a little further. So we tried like a negative spectrograph. Okay, now I used chromatic aberrations to help. No, that doesn't help. Okay, well, we're going to get a little deeper, and we're going to analyze the pixels. No, not really. No, we need to get into the molecules. Then maybe we can see it. Pubes like tumbleweed on the ferry. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting a little closer. We're getting into the molecules. The molecular structure. Chad, I think I see it. I think that's it. Oh, it's just Peter. Alright, never mind. So, hope everyone's doing well. You know, someone said it could have been someone's hair extension, which would have made it a tumbleweave. And I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed that a lot. How much time did it take you to edit that bit? More than I'd like to admit. You see some weird things on the ferry, you know? That's part of the magic. I'll tell you some of the magic of the free New York City Staten Island ferry. Let me tell you a little bit about it for just a second before we begin tonight. Here's some of the things you may see. You may see someone asleep. You can play bingo. You'll always get someone asleep to the point where someone has to wake them up and make sure that they get off the boat because you can't stay on the boat before it, you know, when it returns. Someone will be sleeping. Someone will be yakking, potentially. That's rarer, but it happens. Someone is playing their music really, really loud so that everyone around them can hear. Someone will be clanging. That's kind of a broad definition, but clanging is definitely a part of the Staten Island ferry experience. Meaning someone just, like, and it happened literally last night too. Someone was just banging on metal. It was like, I don't know, maybe 70 feet away from me. I'm like, what is that noise? I think someone's just banging on metal. So that was weird. There's always, you know, there's always the chance that you're gonna run into someone who is very, very drunk. Potentially loud, and potentially maybe a little bit, standoffish. Very high probability of everybody rushing to see the Statue of Liberty. Like, the boat could tip over. It won't, but there's always a rush of people to see the Statue of Liberty. There's selfies out the window. Someone loses their phone out the window. That never happened. I'm kidding. That might have happened. I've never seen it. And babies and children running around and crying. So you can play bingo, but it's free, and it runs all night. So that's how we Staten Islanders have to get to Manhattan. So you can add tumbleweed pubes to that list. Isn't that cool? But that's why you have to get so drunk that it doesn't bother you. Unfortunately, I was very, very sober last night. Anyway, hi chat, welcome. Man. You know, there's a lot going on in the world, and I wanted to cover some current events because I think it's important that I do that. And I'm gonna cover something here that's kind of like current events. We can lower that a little bit. That doesn't need to be that loud. There we go. This is Find the Coldplay Canoodlers. It's like Where's Waldo? It took 3 days for someone to make a game about this.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
They're either having an affair or very shy. They're, it's me, Chris Martin. I used to
Oh,
rule.
look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
Used to rule the world.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, look at these two. All right.
You know, chat, today a highlight was uploaded to the main Vinesauce channel, and it was Vinny Singing compilation, and I didn't know that was happening, if I can be real, and I saw the title, and I was horrified. And I've decided I will never watch that video. So, you can enjoy it. You can enjoy it for me. I'm sure... you know, there's more singing than I expected. And I know the joke is, Vinny, you sing in a band. I know. I just didn't expect there to be 25 minutes of me singing poorly on the stream. But I've been told Flimsy Steve is in that video, so I guess that's alright. Weird. That's called a concert, sweetheart. Don't sweetheart me, sweetheart. One more thing before we begin is, you know, chat, I get the Steam Curator offers. And what that is, I talk about it. This is a lot of the Steam Spin segments involve these games. And it's a way for people that make games to get games directly to people that play games for an audience such as myself. And it cuts through the middleman, and basically they end up getting you a key, you press a button, you got it. So it's an automated system that I think finds the people, the curators that have the most amount of, you know, people that follow. I don't really know how it works 100%, but it's something like that. I think I was sent maybe over the past, I'd say I've noticed this feature only for the past year and a half, like 2 years at most. I just didn't even know it existed before that. But I think through these curator offers, I maybe have received one good game, like one game that, you know, you would actually know the name of and would be like, oh, that's a good one. I don't even remember what it was. The rest have been Steam Spin and or porno. So much porno. There was one in particular that I thought you would enjoy, chat. Here's one I got today. Lustful Fingers. You've been offered one copy. And, hi, we worked hard to build that beautiness. I hope you like it. And then an email address for some reason. I don't really know why there's an email address here. because when you click accept, you get the key. I like how there's 2 ways to decline. One is not interested. The other one is politely decline. I don't know the difference. I don't know. I usually just don't press anything. So, really interesting. People that are saying claim this game, you have to understand, I can't stream it, and there's no point in me claiming it. There's literally 0 point in me accepting that game. I know they worked hard on the beautiness, but I don't really think I need that. Sorry. There are usually, though, once in a while, you get something really funny, like the mayonnaise fabric game. I believe that was through the curator feature. So it's worth going through. It really is. Micropenis, right. It is absolutely worth going through and checking out this stuff, because once in a while, you get a winner. All right, chat, listen, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining here tonight. I appreciate you joining on Sundays. It's always nice to see a chat here. We're going to play some games tonight. We're going to look at some nonsense. We have some Donkey Kong bootlegs, both games and product. We have some weird fucking arm wrestling game on Steam that I think is going to be either 10 minutes or 45 minutes. I've got, finally, the rare porthole, including some unreleased games that were ported over to the DS or the GBA or GBC that, like, maybe aren't so good. And finally, I have a segment curated by Reg of some really, really weird fucking Windows 95 games that are, like, choose your own adventure games, but like some of them involve properties like Ace Ventura and Popeye. They're fucking bizarre and they look weird. I think it'll be fun. So tonight should be a good one. But yeah, to celebrate Donkey Kong, I do have some Kong. Let's do it. Vinny, your Blade Runner fan commentary appeared in a fan edit I watched. What does that mean, it appeared in a fan edit? That sounds like a bad idea. That sounds... Why would they put that in there? Weird. Alright, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. Welcome to the stream. Some classic Zidane to get you started.